Hey, and welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 mistakes that, well, I made early on in investing in real estate. If you're interested in content like this, please go ahead and click subscribe below and click on the bell notification so you can be notified every time we put out content like this. Welcome back. So today is the little bit of the storytelling time of the things that I did wrong. I'm going to cover 5 big areas that I made mistakes on early on in investing in real estate. So let's get to it. Mistake number 1, living on the funds that you make from the deal. So early on, I was really young, had 3 kids, and we were getting started in real estate investing. We made some good money, but then we quickly said, well, let's do this full time. And we got to the point where we had to get to the next deal so that money kept coming in because we had no other way to pay for normal life expenses. I highly recommend that you have a different source of income and that real estate investing is something that you're doing to build wealth so that the money that's coming out of it is seed that can go back into it, and you don't actually eat your seed. You plant it to create more deals. And this way, when the deal doesn't show up for a long period of time, you don't end up taking the wrong deal because you need to have something to do. Number 2 is over leveraging. At that time, when we were trying to create an investment company, we were in the position where we borrowed money from a home equity line of credit on a house, and we were using hard money for the deals. So there's a lot of debt servicing going on in this. And we had made the mistake on number 1 where we're living on some of that money. So now you create a high amount of leverage. If a market changes like it did in 2008, you find values contracting and you actually get caught. You get caught with a lot of debt, you get caught without a lot of income, and then you get caught with an upside down property. So I have a high caution against over leveraging. That was mistake number 2. Number 3 is underestimating expenses. I thought I was pretty good at estimating what it would take to rehab a property. I had experience in construction. I had been through many training classes, and I went in to do a lot of estimating on properties. Well, when you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get some of the stuff wrong, which is why you have to follow a formula so that there's margin there. Margin of error can show up and you still make money. So underestimating expenses was a big mistake that stemmed from several things. Not only lack of knowledge and experience, but being over leveraged and picking the wrong deals. Mistake number 4 is lack of diversification. Even though you may be really good at one thing, like you're great at assessing, buying, fixing, selling properties, that works when a market's headed in one direction. You get tight, you're able to get your time frames down, your estimated costs down. But if you run into what we have experienced recently, where all of a sudden costs explode due to a pandemic, or prices start to erode due to interest rates climbing so high, that tight little ship gets very narrow and all of a sudden the cash stops flowing. Having a diversified portfolio where you have long-term rentals, short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, and flips allows you to move that money in and out of different deals. And what tends to happen is when one is no longer viable, the other becomes more viable. So diversification was mistake number 4. Mistake number 5 probably should be mistake number 1. It's emotional investing. That's when you go out and you're like, I have to have this property because it's unique, because I really like it, because it reminds me of something. Whatever the emotional reason is that you get attached to it. For some people, it's you're so stupid competitive that you're like, I have to negotiate on this deal. I'm against somebody and I need to win. I've done that as well. The emotional investing was one of the big mistakes that we made early on in the process. What I'm happy to say is even though those 5 mistakes, and they're not the only ones that I've made, but there are 5 of them, have helped me to learn where I now have a diversified portfolio of different types of real estate investments that allow me to put my foot into different areas and learn and grow in those areas. So we still flip properties, we own long-term rentals, and we have several short-term rentals, and we really like that market. We have yet to buy a mid-term rental because we've found some pretty good traction in the short-term rentals. but we are completely open to that idea. So remember, if you're getting into real estate investing, learn from other people's mistakes. If you would like to attend one of our investor seminars where you can come, talk, and learn, and we can share details and strategies, this is completely free. Click the link below for our next available date. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.